Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So I didn't know if my voice might cut out at the beginning of the video. Right, I'm back. I've got the solution. There's a puzzle coming up which I have always struggled on in the original, but they actually make it easier for you in this one. So I just realised I probably could have done it. I'm just referring to a guide, just for my notes, as there are a few puzzles in this game that do still stump me. But yeah, and there are also some new ones which was never in the old ones. Like you'll see about that later. They're more varied later. There's another one where you come back here for it. You do come back here a second time. So let's go upstairs.
Madre Dios, who are you?
My name's George Stobart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they have planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago. And as for De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
No way. No way. No. That is not a good idea. No.
Okay, so you can't ask about anything.
No. Okay. Whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobart.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a... You! Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me.
Oh, the conversation wasn't as long as I thought.
Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor,
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
Wow, this is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and do something it's actually a funny bit.
Lopez. One man and his hose.
Hey, you. Where do you think you're going?
Just having a look around.
Not without the Countess, you're not. I don't know how you got her confidence, but you haven't got mine.
Man, you are so paranoid.
Better than being dog meat, which is what you'll be if you go in that house unaccompanied. Hey, you. Where do you think you're going?
Just having...
Not without the... I don't...
Man, you are...
Bet.
He didn't hear me. He didn't hear me.
Okay, so let's go and do this bit. There's no point making a video about 5 minutes long because it's just a waste.
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble. A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. High up in the dome were windows. I guessed they might open them to make it less stuffy in there. I couldn't climb up there without breaking something. Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again. It was a rod with a cone and a... I guessed it was... In front of the shrine was a lectern with a Bible on it. On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey! It's a checkerboard! Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern. It was too delicate to move. May I ask you something?
You may ask.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Where is this line of questioning going?
Nowhere helpful. Would you like to shake hands?
A formal bow will suffice.
Maybe not. Do you recognize this man?
No, I have never seen him before in my life. Who is he?
I've got a couple of names for him, but they're probably false. He's the killer.
No, his face is utterly unfamiliar.
Do you know what this is?
No, it looks very practical, though.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar were the embodiment of chivalry. The filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
Who exactly are these people?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templars.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be very proud.
Not 5, 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family matter. It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll leave it for now. Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with 5 knights?
You are showing your ignorance, Senor Stobart. The Templars were dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
Okay, thanks.
Not at all.
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs. May I ask you something?
You may ask.
What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Glass chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern. Purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
The gaps in the glass chessboard look awfully deliberate.
No, it is ridiculous. What possible significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobart, you cannot mean...
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it? I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary. Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobart? This mystery has had a good long run, but it ain't here. And now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set! Now hurry! This is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
On the original, he actually says, well, you don't hear it, but you get. He basically says to the Countess, "What about the game?" And she goes, "Oh, damn the game," or "Oh, damn the game," not dang. What am I talking about? Oh, damn the game. Meaning she doesn't really care, and then now she's really happy, and she's the only character in this version whose mouth actually moves. If you look at all the others so far, none of the other mouths move apart from George's, and that's very occasionally, but there's an odd occasion when they don't. But on the original, they all do move. Of course, you don't see these pictures that you see either at the edge of the screen, which shows the characters in much more detail. All they do on here is just do facial expressions, whereas on the sequel, which we'll be playing probably after this one, I think, yeah, I was getting a bit. I thought earlier today, I'm getting a bit sick and tired of playing this, and I might actually, say, I've cancelled it. But now I've played as much as I have tonight. I want to complete this. Maybe get a bit more further tomorrow. Probably will be complete by, I don't know, Friday. Maybe I would have thought, and then I'll probably start the second one Saturday, and get sort of through that, get through the first bit and up to those of you who know the game, up to Qualamonte at least, and try and do that whole section, because that's a very long section and there's very funny bits in it, and hopefully they haven't taken those bits out. But anyway, let's continue.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything?
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. The bishop envied us our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Ah, Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
It fits, Senor Stobart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
Oh, balls. White, blue, red, green. White, blue, red, green. Blue, green, blue, red, green, black. Red, green, blue, black. On the original, already these pieces are put in for you. You don't have all this, which actually makes the puzzle easier. So, red, white, blue, green. Green, white, blue, red. Oh. Green, white, blue, red. Green, white, blue, red, blue. Ah. There we go. That one. Alright, I can't bother to keep checking, so let's just try each one. Ah, there we go. Red, blue, green, blue, red, black. Come on. And last but not least, that one there.
With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them.
Okay, so I've got the puzzle here in front of me. So this is what it is. You know what each piece is. This is the knight, this is the bishop, and this is the king. So many of you might think it's the most important down to the weakest. So in my eyes, that would be the king, the bishop, and the knight. But it's actually this. Bishop goes here. I think it forms a checkmate, but I can't remember. Then you put the knight here. And then you put... No, you don't. That's not the knight. That's the king. You put the king there. Then you put that. Come on. There.
Bingo. I mean, checkmate.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure.
He says in the original, the possibility of death traps occurred to him a few weeks later. They took it out of this one.
The possibility of death traps only occurred
well, I ruined
a
that
few
bit.
days
I didn't know
later.
it came then. And we've gone back to France. Well, Paris.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no. The Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice. But there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will. This is the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger? She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother.
Okay.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Right, I'm going to do a couple of things left in this video. It might take me over the 30 mark, but just to finish off a little bit, because there's a few things I want to do that will just finish off this chalice bit, and I'll make it a bit more, and it will lead up to the next bit, and then I'll end this session. Be a long session, this one. Taking me over, an hour, over an hour and a
Hi,
half.
Andre. Hello, Georgie.
It's now 10 to 12. But actually, this is not a bad thing, so I could go on for a bit longer as I'm waiting for the properties to come up on HomeLink so I can bid on a few properties. And they don't come on until about 12:30. So probably could get maybe 2 more videos in this session. So you could say maybe this is starting a new session, but no, I'm just going to keep it as one session. But many videos. Then I've got loads to upload tomorrow. And I'm out tomorrow night, so I'll probably do some in the evening, but they won't be converted till tomorrow night, so I may not do one tomorrow night, but if I can, I get back in within a decent time, I will do one or two, and do, an hour maybe of recording, but we'll have to see.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
No, 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 stop, 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 stop.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
Well, I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to do a new one. And as I've got a new location to go to, I suppose I could go up past that bit and then just before the second visit, when you go back to Spain to see the Countess, which may make sense, but I might do it to a little bit into the next little section of the game, which is a bit humorous, and end it on a bit of a cliffhanger, and a bit, you know, in between a funny bit. But I like to get through a whole location and not end it halfway through, but it might be a good thing because it's, you know, I might be able to do it. Yeah, I suppose it won't take very long to do this bit anyway. But I'll be back in just a second, guys.